I've got a couple of Parodia leninghausii plants that I'm going to repot. You can see the dirt in there. They're just buried in dirt. That's how I bought them at of all places, an antique and collectibles fair a few months ago. This one's got a very nice sized pup on it that I'll take off and let that dry up and form a callus on the end of the pup. Then I'll repot it. This guy here, larger one, hasn't got any sign of pups anywhere on it. It came from the same place and it's got the same ghastly dirt in it. So I'll put my cactus gloves on, which will make it a bit easier, avoiding all the spines. So they're on now. So I'll take this guy out first, being very careful, and out it comes. And break away the soil on it. Roots growing round around the pot. Looks like it's about 80% bark. So I will expect to see significant improvement in its growth once it goes into a proper potting mix that will regulate the amount of moisture it gets. Look at the piece of bark in there, half a tree. All right, that's the first one. Put that aside. Now the second one with a pup on it. Get a bit of a grip. Out it comes. And that is seriously dry. Not that it matters particularly because it's a cactus, but it is very, very dry. And set like concrete. Shake a lot of that rubbish out of the roots. Big chunks of dirt. All right, I'll take this little pup off here, this offset, gently pull it down, snap it off the mother. Here we go. It's got some roots on itself. Now, you'll notice where I tore that off. There's a little bit of a gap there. So what we'll do is we'll put some cinnamon on that. And I'll put that into a tub with the name card in it. There it is. And then we'll come back to the mother. You can also see there the spot where I took the pup off from. Not easy with these gloves, but I'll cover that with cinnamon and keep the fungus out. Okay, now one at a time. We'll take this guy first, put him in our mix. I'm going to have to build another couple of benches in here. I'm running out of space at a great rate. Right, let's see how deep this Parodia is going to go. Okay, all right. Shake that down, see if that's a little bit more. And make a hole for the roots to drop down a bit. And that is about where we want it to be. I'll get my trowel and make it a bit easier, I think, picking this mix up. Right, I'll hold that in the centre and run round, distribute our mix around. Push it down and put some on the back here now. And it's starting to look a bit better. A little bit more around here. We've got to put some 7mm river gravel on yet, so we have to leave a little bit of space on the top, but that is looking all right. Okay, so there we are. I'll put a label in that, and I'll put that aside because we're going to put some river gravel on that soon, and then we'll water the two of them at the same time. Okay, back to the next one. This is the larger of the two, and about the same by the look of it. Right. Load up some mix, and that is about the depth we want. So we'll load some media around it while maintaining the plant as close to the center of the pot as possible. And I'm going to need some more mix soon. I'm starting to run out. We'll push that down with our finger, and I'll get another scoopful. And we're starting to look like we're getting there. I think that's about all we're going to need. I'll just straighten that plant up a little bit. There we go. And put a label in. All right, I don't need my cactus gloves for the next piece, which is putting both those plants into a takeaway container so that we can water them. And I'll have to get some more water, but I'll start off with the first syringe full and just run round, wet it. We'll let that sit there for a moment while I get some more. Then we'll put some river sand on. And I'll get some more water by the look of that. Give our parodias a drink. It's going to be a long time before they get another one, I would say. All right, I'll get some more water. All right, now I'll put some river gravel on, just on the top of the mix here. Turn it round. Push that down a little bit more. And on the other one. Turning it round so we can get coverage all the way, and a tiny bit, that's not much, a little bit there and a bit there. Alright, back to watering again. Another syringe full and just run round the top, forcing the water in the seaweed mix 1/8 strength. Any more than that you're going to do damage to the plant, because they don't like that amount of fertilizer. So I'll just run around this a couple of times till we start to see some water coming out the bottom. And if it doesn't soon, which it may not because there's a fair volume of media in there, I'll put some water in the bottom of the tray. Alright, that's done now. I'll put that aside and I'll take those plants out of the tray at the end of the day, and they'll be wet enough to last them for months. So they're the pups I've taken off. 4 of them have got roots, 1 of them hasn't because it was too small and I broke it off. But what I'll do, I'll put the labels in with them so we know exactly what they are. And there are the pups. They'll be sitting there for about a week.